Hello and welcome back to the Kerbal stream program. We are going to be building a Falcon Heavy replica today. So we're going to go back into our Kerbal stream program safe. And we're going to start building right away. So essentially I'm going to go ahead and start off with just building this as the part of the rocket that will actually be the reusable part, and then just put something on top of it or something. We don't actually have anything in the size that we need, do we? Because the remote guidance units are all smaller than the tanks. But yeah, I'm fine with that actually. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this one small tank that's gonna pretty much get a unlock feature here. Oh, you can't do that? That's weird. Okay, I'd have to manually unlock that. Interesting. Either way, what I'll definitely do though is I'll add an interstage fairing, because I definitely want a fairing there. Okay, so I basically have to manually unlock this if I want that as a thing. Okay, I'll just keep that in mind and just do this. Okay, how big do we want to build this? Half. This looks like it should be fine. Now under that, of course, we need we don't happen to have any big adapters, do we? Yeah, no, those aren't big. Also, how many engines does this actually have? I'll just pull up the Falcon Heavy on SpaceX's website real quick. Sorry if you actually hear that audio crackling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 8 around and 1 in the middle. We're of course going to go ahead and use these. That's 8. That might be a bit much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 in the middle, please. Yeah, this might have a little bit of a big engine bell here. I'll need to put that really far out for that to not look ridiculous from the downside, but now it looks ridiculous from the upside, kind of. Can I make that look less ridiculous by, let's say, adding some structural parts? Like tail connector. have to manually adjust that. Also, please, angle snap. Move. According to where you are, please. That looks better-ish. Yeah, I think that's a good engine block. Actually, just copy this over for the other two. That looks good. What we'll also need is, of course, the side decoupler. Where I can put two more of these. So basically this and basically this. No, not all of that. I guess I'll make this by hand then. This and a fairing and a thingy. What this also needs, of course, would be batteries. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say, or really, I'm just going to be a little bit non-conformist with this. The Falcon Heavy itself does not have nuclear power, but I'm going to still use some generators here. Because reasons. I mean, if you look at the Falcon Heavy, it does have, okay, so that interlocks here at the same height. Okay, cool. I'll just have to look at the real Falcon Heavy a few times in this, but I guess that's gonna be fine. This pretty much has to be at the same height. Yeah, that's better. And another one of, no, these. And another one of this. And then we'll have a little bit of strutting. That did not go the way I wanted it to go, because that didn't go the way you'd expect it to go. We're strutting from the inside out then. That's that, and then we have struts here. just to have that look a little bit more like the real one, I'm actually going to double strut here, because that has the decouplers actually there. So yeah, that actually looks good. Yeah, that's looking good so far. Then what we of course need is, so this has there's respective stuffs. I'm going to also put RCS Fuel on here, because this will need RCS ports, not the Werner engine. This will need RCS. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these like triple ports. So it actually has some sort of use here. Okay. And here we just do quad symmetry. Okay. Again, have a look at the actual Falcon. Just have that open in the background. Okay. So these have four aero brakes, but I'm actually not going to be using the aero brakes as single aero brakes, but because they're a little bit, like if you deploy that, they're a little bit whimsy for that big of a thing. I'm going to try this, where I like that actually, like this. Can you come back? That's more like it. Pretty much that is what I want. No. Wrong part. I mean... more or less. And oh yeah, same here. Okay. And then I want quad symmetry for these. Yeah, that should be fine from the positioning standpoint. I'm going to also go ahead and take action group 1 for these. Toggle. That's 4 now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be that then. Toggle. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And those. Okay, that seems fine. Now, just for the sake of this like flying like the Falcon Heavy, I need the outer boosters to actually decouple before the inner booster burns out, or like the inner booster needs to be a little bit less throttled. And I'd actually need the inner booster to go completely back to full boosting on separation. Or I'll just thrust limit this down to like 70% on everything and hope that that's fine. And the decouplers get their own thing. Okay. Now, well, first of all, this needs its cap, so fairing. The Falcon Heavy actually doesn't use crossfeed, as far as I know. They wanted to do that, but they don't actually. I don't think they actually did it in the end. Wait, actually, let me just look here. Oh, there you go. It actually says everything you need to know on the Falcon Heavy page of SpaceX. Each of Falcon Heavy's side cores or boosters is equivalent to the first stage of a Falcon 9, blah blah, with 9 million engines. At liftoff, the boosters and the center core all operate at full thrust. Shortly after liftoff, the center core engines are throttled down. After the side cores separate, the center core engines throttle back up. So, that's something I can't possibly make happen. Because I need to be able to actually thrust limit these with like an action group, and KSP doesn't offer that. Yeah, as I understand it, they originally had planned for Falcon Heavy to be in asparagus staging, but they never actually made that happen. Rebuild that fairing, that looks stupid. Actually make that look a little bit less stupid, please. Why can I not start that with a inward slope? There we go. Why not immediately? That's not quite it either. Is it? Like, those are kind of round top with a little bit of a thing, but almost. Let's edit that and just go back by one and make that like something like this ish. Yeah, seems fine. Anyway, those aren't gonna separate because those are gonna just stay on. Yeah. So actually disable the staging of that. Fairing not staged. So, that's pretty much the lower part of this. Should actually work. Save this. Now, if I'm gonna go ahead and put a top stage on that, like decoupling, put that here, put another one of these. Hey there, how are you doing? Turn off that shroud. We're going to make that an interstage fairing. Now, how high is actually the upper stage of this? Like half? Maybe more 1/3 of a full rocket? Yeah. So about 1/3 of this would actually be more like this ish. Maybe actually more like this. Actually seems fine. I shouldn't say actually that much. Build a fairing. Interstage fairing. There we go. That seems fine. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep this on anyway and not stage it and see if that like works. Like just staging off this and having the interstage fairing stay on. So it has a little bit of shrouding of the inner part here with the RCS tank and everything. Because you sure don't see that on the real Falcon Heavy, because that doesn't use that kind of RCS with actual fuel, but it uses cold gas thrusters.